us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise news analyst, Emmanuel Ifeanyi. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Steve. Are you already there?
As Dr. Abati will say, the great Malabar,
yes. Steve, my guy from way back.
From way back,
Yes.
absolutely. From the flagship days.
Yes.
Good to have you, Emmanuel.
Yes, great man.
What do we have?
Let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. Of course, the lead story, 152 days to 2023 polls will be set to disrupt deadlock presidential run. This day survey predicts inconclusive poll at first ballot if elections were to hold today. To launch major poll in October with renowned global partner. Yes, this is Nigeria's newspaper of record, never afraid to make the prediction. And more often than not, will come clean and clear. But this is the situation today. Things can change tomorrow with few days to the campaigns, but what this day has seen from the survey, of course, Peter Obi phenomenon in the cyberspace, now phenomenon on the streets, phenomenon structure on election day. That's what Steve was questioning. Does they have the structure on election day? But I think something is happening because from, there are just 5 people
Four people
tweeting in a row. We've not seen so many legs on the streets.
Millions.
Crowd on the streets. Now, can this translate into a structure? Of course, I'm not sure these guys will, after all this energy expended on election day, they will not be there to vote for Obi and to ensure that they protect their votes. Yes, I once asked Obi this question. You've gone to Labour Party. Do you have the structure to hold and protect your votes? And his response is that all Nigerian workers are our structure. And we have seen that the TUC and the Nigerian Labour Congress, they have come out strong to be part of the Labour Party, as we have never seen before. So Obi has done so much for the Labour Party because not even the man who once embodied Labour, Adams Oshemole, dared to use Labour platform. That's because he felt they cannot win election. But Obi has done something beyond even his own imagination. And we're seeing the results from this survey today, which they said, well, Southeast, Obi likely to run away with 60% average. Of course, then 30 to 40% South-South, 20 to 30% in Southwest, and 30% in the North Central. But, of course, in the Northwest, polling below 5%. That's why you put some question mark about the Obi phenomenon. Not going beyond River Benue and River Niger up north, for now. Of all the big rallies and marches you've seen, not in any major city of the Northwest or Northeast. So,
that was Kaduna.
Yes. Well, Kaduna, yes, Kaduna. But can he pull the votes there at the end of the day? Questions. So that's what this day is saying. Yes, Obi will just be the disruptor of the 2 parties in quote we've been seeing in presidential elections since 1999. Now there is an actual third force after all the efforts.
Indeed.
Yes. So Obi, well, he has the momentum. And with the campaign starting,
yes,
he has good optics for campaigns. Because one of the things you look at for campaigns, the crowd. Parties pay to mobilize people, to transport people for major campaigns in various cities. Obi seems to have that guarantee that anywhere he steps in today, the obedient ones will step forward and be part of the crowd. And it's good optics for the campaigns. But still early days yet, 24 hours, a long day in politics. With few days to the campaigns, I will just leave it there so that we look at other issues in today's news paper. Now the Vanguard newspaper, PFN, ex-SGF Lawal, disowned bishops that met Tinubu. Tinubu desperate, procuring fake Christian groups. Babacha Lawal, PFN or can't dictate to APC. Keyamo. Why Buhari directed exclusion of Oshibajo Mustafa from campaign council. Kwara South stakeholders protest exclusion from campaign council. APC, irresponsible, doesn't deserve re-election. Labour Party is the one making that assertion. Now, of course, this issue of bishops, they don't want to leave this thing. This group, Pentecostal Bishop Forum of Northern Nigeria. I'd never heard of that before. I'm experienced enough in this business. PFN, yes, you know? Yes, but there's PFN.
Yeah.
And PFN, the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, have come out to disown this group. That they are known to the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. So why these Christians, who they more often than not, they now come out and doubt their credibility, their being part of the body of Christ. But these guys say they are bishops. You can't stop somebody from being a bishop anyway.
You can be a self-appointed
yes,
bishop.
But if
you are called,
yes,
or if you call yourself,
you know, but you know, in this last days, I don't want to go spiritual. In these last days, all manner of prophets, bishops, apostles,
and callings.
Of course, calling. So either you are called, you call yourself, you impose yourself, and they all go in the name of Christ. But when it comes to politics, I think they should leave Christians out of this. But the problem with the APC is that those who are vocal about the Christian ticket are still their big wigs. Babacha Lawal, not a small fry in APC. Now, if we just look at the Nation newspaper, yes, the Nation newspaper, disquiet in PDP National Working Committee over 10 billion naira nomination fees. Members complain about depletion of cash to 1 billion naira. Controversy over bribery lingers. Okowa seeks Saraki's intervention over Wiki's threat to boycott presidential campaigns. Of course, the APC, the PDP headache, well-known, well-advertised, well-publicized. Of course, not when Wiki takes his time every week or every other day to hold courts when he addressed his press conference with his bright suits. He seemed to have just updated his wardrobe, and each time he steps out, with something new. Yes. Now, let's just look at the foreign newspapers quickly. Financial Times. Kwateng pledges more tax cuts as Tory fears for Sterling mount. Ex-chancellors voice doubts. Market brace for turmoil. Bank of England emergency action forecast. Yes, the Chancellor, Kwesi Kwateng, his mini budget. Last week, 45 billion pounds tax cuts already. And he's saying, I'm going to do more. Well, some are worried, but I think I can understand his own economics. Because as the Daily Mail newspaper put it, Kwanzi boosts for families. He wants to put more money in the hands of families so that they can spend and spend. And when you spend, according to him, over the next 1 year, people will retain more of their income, because I believe it's the British people that are going to drive the economy. When you put more money in the people's hands, they spend. And when they spend, of course, consumption goes up, production follows, and of course, when there's productivity, of course, the government will also make money. Not many will agree with him, but that is the drive.
So what he's saying is entirely wrong. Because when you look at that plan...
You can't say it's entirely wrong.
No, I will tell you why.
How?
Let me break it down.
Go
when
ahead.
you look at that plan, marginally, the poor people that earn below a certain threshold still get to pay more in taxes than the rich. So marginally, like the Guardian UK calls it, it's a tax cut for the rich.
But there will be more money in the hands of the poor.
It's still marginally a tax cut for the
and
rich.
they will spend. They want to spend their way out of the economic problem.
Where is the poor going to spend the money when there's inflation of over, and they're going to increase interest rates from this?
We have to manage time, and it won't be on a pound sterling, thing. But just a quick one on the PFN. I think the advice will just be for them to leave Nigerians to determine who will be their leaders.
Yes.
You know, this is not a vote for churches or for religious organizations. You know, make your point, but then leave Nigerians to decide for themselves. I think that's key.
Yeah, it's key. It's key. It's
All right,
an election
thank you.
for Nigerians.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Efeni,
Steve.
for the brilliant one there.